used to live on Wood Street, and my RV had got towed. I had all my stuff in there, and they told us they had to take a couple items out, and then the rest they had to leave in the RV. They towed my RV. Been about a couple years now. I've been out here, but it took everything. Told me I had to evacuate and leave the vehicle, and we couldn't get. I didn't have enough time to get the rest of our stuff out. The RV. They told us no, we can't get it out no more. You have to leave the RV. So we left it, and we didn't have nowhere else to go. So I had to go get a tent and live on the streets.
You know, once I lost my housing, permanent housing, after I lost my job, it just was, just the child support has been the biggest issue. Because they put the hold on my license, this and that. And so it's a constant struggle. Like I make a couple of checks, but by the time I look up the fourth check comes up, they're taking out all in child support. So I would have to say it's one of the key issues and factors as far as my life. Even though I was able to get the discount on it behind going to the welfare office, I still find myself in a constant maze and a constant struggle from day to day. Two, further adjustments are made in the proposal, I'll still just be left out here. It's been, I don't know, it's been so cold and excruciating cold to be outside. Right. I don't know if I'll make it to next through this whole winter, And with that, I'm out, and that's my story told by me, Eugene Ali Berkeley.
Once you start going down, it's hard to get back up, especially when people are not helping you. But the best thing about it is that when you have strength to keep on pushing, some things work out. Like nice people come around and they start showing you how to get back on your feet. They're not telling you to get on your feet, they're showing you how to get on your feet. And that's important because people out here, after you've been on the street so long, you get scared. Somebody gonna tell you they're gonna help you, and then all of a sudden nothing happens. And we've been hearing that so much. They say, we're gonna take care of you, what y'all need, what you need, and then we tell them what we need and get all choked up and inside because we tell them our heart stuff. And then a day go by, 2 days go by, a week go by, a month go by, and we all say they're not coming back. And they don't. I don't know what purpose why they do it, but they do it they come to us, and all we want to do is get some real help. I mean, somebody that's going to give us a chance to get back on our feet. Some of us still can work. I mean, I've been already retired. Come on, baby. Come on. Uh-oh, sorry. Come on. But I would be willing to work anything. Clean something up, fix something. But the most important thing is we just need to get back into inside. That's so important, I mean, being out here, we can't take proper showers, clean ourselves,
Right.
And that's ugly for any human being, And I feel sad inside, I'm in age now, but I still feel sad inside. But they got young ones out here. I mean, 16, 17, 18, 19. I mean, come on. Some of them 25, 28. They should be out there having a good life, or at least struggling to get a good life, but now they're just out here struggling, and that's ugly for anybody.
I'm the first real Statue of Liberty of the United States of America. I'm in my parking lot. I'm homeless right now. I'm trying to get a place to stay at an apartment, so that's like a really bad situation with me, and I'm worried about my health a little bit. I had surgery done on my breast like 2 days ago. I'm gonna almost open heart surgery. At Kaiser Hospital, so I'm a little bit worried about health, but I'll make it. God's supposed to be my doctor. I met these people from one nice lady came and brought us some good burritos. They were really good. I appreciate it. I enjoyed you guys' company. I'm glad you guys came, and I'm glad I got to meet you guys. I hope I can see you guys again.
The worst crisis I ever experienced was when I had to leave my middle child in the hands of my abuser, her father, in order to initiate the first steps of escaping from the violence. I'd been in the relationship for 7 years. That is to say, for 7 years I was held prisoner. He used manipulation and intimidation tactics to put the fear of God in me. I was told if I ever tried to leave, he would either kill me. After all, I was completely isolated from everyone I knew, and no one would ever know or miss me. Or he would push the narrative that I was mentally ill, unstable, violent, and a drug addict, and make sure that I never saw my kids again. After several calls to the local police, which resulted in zero help, multiple hospitalizations at VHU, countless scars and bruises, and a couple of concussions. It came to a head. This came in the form of me calling the police one more time to my house for a blow to the head, and instead of leaving in an ambulance, I left in handcuffs. So I initiated this plan with the local shelter, and it was all set up in place. I had everything ready to go. My grandmother was going to come up, and we were going to pretend that I was going to get my hair cut because I had a court date for the arrest. And then she was going to take my oldest one for a mini vacation, and I had to have the baby with me because I was nursing. The only question was, what would you do with my middle child? Because he would never let me take all three girls out. So in order to escape, what I had to do was actually leave her with him under the guise that I was just going to get my hair cut. And after I got out and was at the shelter, we got an emergency protective order and was able to go back and get her. But for 2 days, I was terrified that I wasn't going to see my kid again. And the shitty part about it all is that he did indeed do what he was going to do and make it so that I eventually never saw my kids again. So that was just kind of like the beginning of that. And I've been dealing with the repercussions of his actions ever since.
My worst financial struggle was when I got out of prison in 2015. I was on parole and I moved back to my childhood home, and unfortunately some family members got jealous because my mom was terminally ill and they thought that they were going to get kicked out the will or they wouldn't be taken care of for some reason. So they went to my parole officer and told him that it was my fault that my mom was sick and that she was dying. So I got a restraining order put against me, so I couldn't go to my house, and I had to live on the streets in a car with a newborn baby for the first 6 months of his life with a broken window. And ever since then, it's been hard. I've had jobs here and there. I'm on GA, food stamps, but other than that, I thought I was going back to my childhood home in the Oakland Hills until my family hated on me. Instead of having people break into abandoned buildings and setting stuff up themselves illegally, they should help us get the power on, get the water on, and get us off the streets. And that way, they were less likely to commit crimes and do other stuff like that.
I went to the bank one day, it was close to the first, and everybody gets to check on the first. They can go to the bank and withdraw it, at midnight or something. But for some reason, I went there and there was no money in my account, and I don't know what was going on. And come to find out, I was having identity theft happen to me, and somebody had opened up a Green Dot mobile bank card, and they were able to take my money out of my bank account 2 days ahead of time, and did a bunch of stuff and said I lived in another address, which opened up another can of worms for the Social Security office, who thought I was the one doing all this changing of bankings and banks and addresses, and that wasn't so. So during the COVID time, I had to go there all by myself. There was just me, the sheriff, and them behind the window, and I had to prove to them that how much of an idiotic they were acting towards me and making me the perpetrator when I was getting recklessly wrecked at my house, my home, my finances, and everything. But finally, I was able to prove to them that they were wrong, and they still won't to this day tell me, who, what, or where, or anything. So anyway, that was one of my worst financial hardships.
I'm going to be 61 here very soon, so I've been housed June 17, 2024. Whoopie fucking do. I've been homeless since 2015 on Wood Street, being in Oakland, the town I was born in, from falling into a storm drain to being assaulted, having staples in my scalp and stitches behind my left ear. But I was behind Target, in front of the trucking company, down to 26 in Wood Street, to under I-80 in the back of Wood Street. Been burned up and experienced lots of emotional pain, embarrassment, treated like I am some disease. My situation being homeless has affected me a great deal, from psychological problems, physical problems, to affecting my spiritual balance. Housing is just a word like homeless. being without that title to a house. I work with independent contractor doing events in the Greater Bay Area. Last year, I said being housed would only better my well-being and my dogs. It didn't. The different people given housing from Wood Street, being given money, RVs, trailers, community cabins, in an effort to keeping people off the streets. I've been doing the best of my ability. Being here with the most important thing that's most important in my life is getting surgery for Wendy. That's my dog. From a simple neuter job, it turned into a nightmare to where I had to report the veterinarian to the medical vet board. It took from 2020 to January 22nd, 2024 for this vet to be tried hard for her malpractice. Now I'm not able to do anything because these providers of shitty housing has turned me backwards and worsened my life again.
The day I lost custody of my daughter, it was the day that my life went straight hell to a handbasket. I mean, I really lost the willing to live. I was doing some dangerous, stupid stuff. And I'm still doing some dangerous, stupid stuff, just trying to keep me from having to pill. But I'm getting better, since I got my housing. I mean, at least I don't have to worry about sleeping in a car or walking the street at night just to stay awake. So if I, and not, I mean, in San Pablo, that's what I used to do. Is like late at night, I would literally walk the street at night to stay awake, so I wouldn't get raped or fucked with. So, and now it's like I don't have to do that. So, but I still got a long road ahead of me.